Happening now, North Texas is still picking up the pieces after Tuesday's powerful storms, hurricane-force winds, damage across multiple cities, and a massive dust storm that shut down DFW Airport. We've got the latest on the impact and cleanup straight ahead.
We don't like to do things halfway. If we're going to do something, we want it to be first class.
And former TCC Chancellor Irma Hadley's vision took flight, and now 10 years later, it's still soaring. How TCC's aviation program is changing lives.
Rain and storms kick off the weekend. How long will they last? I'm Hannah Watson, and I'll have your storm team forecast coming up.
Don't you think you're having a bad day? Check that out.
And later, check this out. 2 workers trapped in a high-stakes situation facing a dangerous ride high above the city. The dramatic rescue will leave you on the edge of your seat. The NewsFeed starts right now.
With the latest news now, this is the NewsFeed.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the NewsFeed. I'm Lauren Harper.
And I'm Nathan Vasquez. Let's jump right in. Wicked weather slammed parts of North Texas earlier this week, leaving behind damage and disruption. And that's our top story this afternoon.
Tuesday's storms brought hurricane-force winds, knocking out power, damaging buildings, and even disrupting flights at DFW. In Irving, winds topping 74 miles per hour tore through an airport complex, shattering windows, ripping off roofs, and forcing families out of their homes. Cleanup crews have been working around the clock to restore power and clear debris. In Louisville, a warehouse took a direct hit. Twisted metal, overturned trucks, and downed power lines show the storm's force. New images from firehouse movers reveal the extent of that damage. Over in Euless, dust and powerful winds turned the sky brown near Airport Freeway and 157. A red flag warning was issued as fire danger increased, and the National Weather Service warned drivers of low visibility. In Fort Worth, strong winds tossed planes around Alliance Airport and even flipped an RV on its side.
And at DFW Airport, a massive dust storm forced a ground stop. The sky turned a hazy red, visibility plummeted, and travel came to a halt. And look at this stunning view from the sky. A passenger snapped this image from their plane window, capturing the thick cloud of dust hanging over Dallas-Fort Worth on Tuesday. And it wasn't just North Texas. A massive haboob swept through New Mexico, covering parts of El Paso in near darkness. Winds hit 45 miles per hour, prompting emergency alerts for drivers to shelter in place. State officials shut down sections of 2 interstates as visibility dropped to near zero. With power still being restored and damage cleanup underway, North Texas continues picking up the pieces from this powerful storm.
As if the powerful winds weren't enough, they also helped spark dozens of fires across Texas on Tuesday. This is video from Shelleytown, northeast of Amarillo, where a brush fire took off in the dry, windy conditions. The National Weather Service says at least 15 fires were reported that forced about 30 families to evacuate. Winds finally started dying down late Tuesday night, giving crews a chance to gain control. A Texas Republican lawmaker was met with a fiery crowd who chanted, "Vote you out," during a town hall meeting. Representative Keith Self was in Wiley fielding questions on NATO funding and European allies. When asked about Elon Musk's role in firing federal workers, Self said Musk only makes recommendations to the president and agency leaders. The crowd didn't agree, breaking into jeers and chanting, "Vote you out," before the meeting ended.
A cold snap in February has caused a backlog for a young farmer just north of Fort Worth in Bridgeport. But Michael Jimenez isn't letting it slow him down. He started with just 1 Easter chick and has now built a growing farm with a loyal customer base here in the DFW area. Marvin Hurst now on this first-generation farmer who is making waves in the local egg business.
Michael Jimenez hopes to catch up on a 347 dozen egg backlog because of a cold snap in February. He owns JMZ Farms in Bridgeport, which originated, he says, from a chick he got at church on Easter Sunday.
My family is not in agriculture at all, but I've always had a love and passion for animals, and I correlated that with business. And so I was like, how can I turn it into a business? Farming.
The 23-year-old says he's self-taught from YouTube on how to become a chicken farmer. He turned that 1 Easter chick that started laying eggs into 500 on 25 acres. Jimenez says he raises a better egg that's better for the body, and he sells them at a higher price.
Me, I sell my eggs for a premium. They're $12.50 a dozen. That's higher than what an average grocery store has them for.
It's a part of a monthly subscription that will bring the eggs right to your door for a 4 dozen minimum.
Thank you.
Jimenez makes rounds in Keller, Westlake, Southlake Trophy Club, and his reach is growing.
Come on in.
Back in Bridgeport, Jimenez says he gained about 85 new customers just this month. And for this first-generation farmer, this is the beginning of his future expansion.
It's a big eye-opener. It's a big interest whenever they see, oh, he's the owner of the farm. He runs the farm, and he's Latino. Because you tend to see my kind of people working the farms, not owning them. So we're changing things around here.
In Bridgeport, Marvin Hurst.
Tarrant County College is soaring high today, celebrating 10 years of its Aviation and Logistics Center near Perro Field, Fort Worth, Alliance Airport. This program has trained over 6,000 students for high-demand careers, and it's still growing. Fort Worth Mayor Maddie Parker calls it a game changer for workforce development, and TCC Chancellor Eva LeBlanc says the vision that started a decade ago is still taking off. A video tribute honored former Chancellor Irma Hadley, who helped make it all happen. During the celebration, a graduate shared what the program means for her.
The future belongs to those who first see it, then make it. Our trailblazing spirit drives innovation, delivers real-world training, fuels economic growth. We and our business and industry and community partners will take aviation, transportation, and logistics well beyond what others only dream. We have accomplished so much since we opened our hangar doors in 2014. Just imagine what comes next.
TCC says it's just getting started. Interested in a career in aviation or logistics? The Irma C. Johnson Hadley Northwest Center of Excellence offers training in top industries. To learn when the next class begins, visit tcc.edu and click on the Northwest Campus. Southeast Campus students rolled up their sleeves to give back. They helped clean up the newest location of the Taste Project, a North Texas nonprofit that lets diners pay for what they can for a meal. Student volunteers took on landscaping and maintenance at UTA's Community Design Build Lab in Arlington, clearing shrubbery and spreading mulch. Student Government President Cornelius Washington says the work not only supports the community, but may also help their fellow students in need.
I think it's important for college students to help out because I think there's also college students who need the Taste Project. I know students who are in need of food and sometimes they just don't have the funds.
Looking to jumpstart your career in criminal justice, TCC Trinity River is hosting a job fair. The event runs March 12th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You'll have a chance to meet with representatives from over 40 law enforcement agencies, including police departments, sheriff's offices, and even U.S. Border Patrol. TCC criminal justice professor Steve Romero says this is a great opportunity to connect with industry pros, learn about job openings, and gain insight into what it takes to excel in the field. If you're interested, dress for success and bring a resume. For more details, visit the news section on tcc.edu or search criminal justice on the homepage. The Texas National Guard now has a new role in border immigration enforcement. In a ceremony held in El Paso, the U.S. Border Patrol deputies Texas National Guard troops, giving them new authority under Title VIII to apprehend and detain illegal border crossers.
With this swearing in, you will become enforcers of Title VIII of the United States Code, able to apprehend and detain those who cross the border illegally. This is a new capability, adding to the long list of tactical skills and strengths you contribute to the Texas National Guard's proud legacy of always being ready.
This move adds to the long-standing presence, enhancing border enforcement in the region. The Texas National Guard will now join Border Patrol in enforcing immigration laws across the U.S.-Mexico border. The sights, the smells, and the sizzling competition are back at NRG Park in Houston, where 250 teams are competing for barbecue glory this past weekend. Teams served up brisket, ribs, chicken, and more in the hopes of taking home a trophy. For many, it's about more than just the competition.
It's just a chance to kind of come out and do a really fun thing, spend time together and enjoy each other.
In addition to what he's saying, like, yeah, the community, giving back to the community, being part of Houston Rodeo is awesome. But when I come out here and I'm with my buddies for 3 days in a row that I don't get to see every day, it is just head above heels, like my favorite time of year.
Teams must earn a spot through a season-long circuit, and for many, it's the highlight of their year.
The measles outbreak in Texas is still growing, now up to 159 cases, and the CDC is on the ground to help contain it. State officials say 22 people have been hospitalized, most of them in Gaines County near Lubbock, where vaccination rates are low. Last week, Texas reported the first death in the outbreak, an unvaccinated school-age child with no underlying health issues. It's the first measles death in the U.S. since 2015 and the first in a child in more than 2 decades.
This outbreak is unusual for Texas. We haven't had this sort of an outbreak since the early 1990s, and it's seriously impacting the population in that region. And so we're taking this very seriously and using many resources to try to contain it.
Wedding season is near, and whether you're the bride or a guest, we've got tips to help you keep costs in check without sacrificing the fun.
Plus, gamers, you'll want to hear this. Find out how your favorite hobby could be affecting your hearing when the newsfeed returns.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Food donations from the pantry help my family enjoy the holidays.
We all want a holiday filled with joy, but 1 in 5 children in America face hunger. Together, we can make the holidays full.
Giving is a part of our holiday tradition, but it's also part of our all-year-round tradition.
Join families like Heather's this holiday season and give hope, love, and meals. Let's end hunger together. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Wedding season is right around the corner, and whether you're the one saying I do or just showing up for the cake, one thing's for sure, weddings can get really expensive. But don't worry, in today's Consumer Watch, Jordan Coons has some smart ways for couples and guests to keep costs in check.
Your wedding is likely the happiest day of your life. Months of planning all to say I do to your life partner. But what you don't want is your big day to break your bank.
So many couples decide like, oh, we're going to spend this much, and then they start researching wedding costs.
Lauren Kay with wedding planning website The Knot says the national average of weddings last year was $33,000.
That's typically encompassing the cost of the venue or the ceremony and reception.
Between the venue, food, vendors, and attire, and other things, the bill can add up quickly. Kay says couples should first set a budget. Most couples will spend the most on their wedding venue and food, with couples spending an average of $284 per guest.
If you're willing to trim your guest list a bit, you can offer those guests who do make the cut a really memorable experience.
Other ways couples can save is getting married during off-season months like January or February.
Don't be afraid to embrace a Friday or a Monday wedding and make a weekend out of it.
Kay also suggests bringing down the flower cost by repurposing your ceremony flowers and reusing them on tables at the venue. So what if you're a wedding guest? Last year, the average guest spent $610 to attend a wedding, according to The Knot.
You can always go in on a gift and use that as an opportunity to get something really fantastic, but for less money.
Kay also suggests re-wearing outfits and freshening up your look with different jackets and accessories. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jordan Coons.
Here's a story that could hit home, especially if you're a gamer. Earlier this week was World Hearing Day, a reminder about the dangers of noise-induced hearing damage. While most know loud music can hurt your ears, experts are now warning about a little-known risk that could lead to permanent hearing loss. In today's Health Minute, John Wilson explains how video games could be to blame and what you can do to protect your ears.
It's a popular pastime that continues to grow. On average, gamers ages 18 to 35 spend about 17 hours every week playing video games in the U.S. According to the 2024 Video Gamer Safe Listening Poll,
over half of them are playing at levels that are too loud. And our hearing is something that we take for granted until we lose it.
audiologist Lindsay Creed says gamers now often use earbuds, headphones, or headsets, which can put loud noises close to the ear, and over time, that can cause significant damage.
There's often not much we can do to get it back at that point.
But Creed says noise-induced hearing loss is preventable. First, turn down the volume. Keeping it to about 50% or less can reduce risk of damage. Next, take listening breaks every hour. Even a few minutes can help your ears recover. Finally, use headphones that offer protection, like ones that are noise canceling.
This will help reduce the noise in the user's environment and really allow them to resist the urge to crank up the volume of the game to compensate for what's going on around them.
Creed says children and young adults are most vulnerable to this type of hearing loss and may not be able to put into words that a sound is too loud. So, she says it's important parents stay aware and promote hearing care.
They can still play their games and have fun, just in a safer way.
For Health Minute, I'm John Wilson.
2 window washers take a wild ride in the wind. Plus, a lunar lander makes history. It's all coming up in today's Take a Look at This.
Big warm-up is on the way. We're talking temperatures climbing into the 80s next week. And could we see another round of storms before spring break? We'll break down the timing and what you need to know next in our Storm Team Forecast.
My name is Tyleek. I live with my grandma. During the summer, I have meals at the Boys and Girls Club. When I eat food here, I'm not hungry and I can go out and have fun. Food gives me energy and it also helps me focus. What my family means to me is they love me for who I am. I love them because they make sure I'm good. It's really cool.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. Time to say good night.
From the NewsFeed's Forecast Center, this is your Storm Team Forecast.
Welcome back to the NewsFeed. We're currently taking a look over Fort Worth, and after a week of storms and severe wind over the Metroplex, the sun has finally decided to come out again. Over the weekend, you can expect some rain as well, with a high of 51 on Saturday and a low of 40 with a 60% chance of rain. On Sunday, you can expect a high of 65 and a low of 39 with partly cloudy skies. Now getting into your 5-day forecast, it is going to be a beautiful week this week, so if you were feeling recently like you need to get out of the house, this would be the week to do it. On Monday, you can expect a high of 76 with a low of 46 and sunny skies. On Tuesday, you can expect a high of 76 and a low of 56 with sunny skies as well. On Wednesday, you can expect a high of 80 and a low of 51 with sunny skies. And on Thursday, you can expect a high of 81 and a low of 61 with partially cloudy skies. Closing off that beautiful week, on Friday, you can expect a high of 80 and a low of 49 with some wind gusts here and there.
2 window washers had a heart-stopping, hair-raising ride when high winds slammed their scaffolding out of control high above the city street. The dramatic moments were caught on camera, and they'll definitely leave you holding your breath. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
A tense and terrifying display left New Yorkers stunned as high winds twisted a skyscraper scaffolding out of control hundreds of feet in the air.
Don't you think you're having a bad day? Check that out.
2 window washers were trapped on the swaying platform as strong winds twisted and slammed it against the building's exterior, sending shards of glass raining down on the streets below. Firefighters reached the 78th floor to find windows bashed in, and perhaps even more shocking, that neither trapped worker was secured to the scaffolding with safety lines.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing, the fact that they weren't tied off.
The crew managed to secure the swinging scaffolding using ropes and rescued the window washers, who amazingly suffered only minor injuries from their wind-whipped wild ride in the Manhattan sky. And now to a momentous ride beyond Earth's blue skies. An uncrewed U.S. spacecraft made a successful soft landing on the moon, making its developer, Texas-based Firefly Aerospace, only the second private sector company ever to complete such a feat. The Blue Ghost lunar lander captured stunning images as it approached the moon before executing its landing.
Y'all select the landing. We're on the moon.
Which was met with uproarious applause from operators and spectators back on Earth. During its 14-day mission, Blue Ghost is expected to capture data, images, soil samples, and more before it switches to battery power and stays put indefinitely on the dark side of the moon. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
The NFL is going high-tech to speed up first down measurements and could change overtime rules to make it fairer.
Plus, the Iditarod is underway with a new route, but the challenge remains the same.
All right, I'm in the house.
Okay, what do you see?
Nothing yet. Hold on. I think I just heard something. I'm heading upstairs.
Okay, I am almost there.
I'm in the bedroom.
Okay.
Oh, shit. It's not here.
What?
The gun's not here.
What do you mean? Where is it?
Cameron, are you in there? Open the door. Cam! Come on, Cameron.
Need a ride? Yeah!
Driving with kids is a big responsibility.
Hop in and buckle up!
So don't sweat the small stuff.
You got paint all over our paper!
Get the big stuff right instead.
What does that mean?
Like making sure your kids are in the correct car seat and buckled up for safer travel.
That deserves a wiggly wiggly wig.
To make sure your child is in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Beep, beep. Yeah.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
From the NewsFeed Sports Desk, this is the Sports Report.
Travis Kelce isn't done yet. The Chiefs star confirmed he's coming back for year 13. After weeks of retirement rumors, Kelce made it official Thursday on social media, saying it's time for year 13. And the 10-time Pro Bowler still has a year left on his contract, but last November, he admitted injuries had taken their toll and thinking about retirement. Now he's back and ready to help Kansas City chase another title after that tough Super Bowl loss to Philly. And when Kelce hits the field this fall, he won't have to wait around for the chains anymore. The NFL is going high-tech, ditching first down measurements for an electronic system. The camera tech is already in every stadium and has been tested, so no need for an owner's vote. Chain crews will still be around as backup, but this new system will cut first down decisions from 75 seconds to about 30. The NFL is also considering overtime changes, potentially guaranteeing both teams a possession just like the playoffs. Right now, a team can win without the other team even touching the ball, all because of a coin toss. The 53rd annual Itinerary is off and running this year. Mushers and their dogs team up. Dog teams kick things off in Fairbanks instead of Willow, thanks to low snow conditions. 33 mushers and hundreds of dogs hit the trail Monday morning, all pushing towards the final line in Nome. It'll be a grueling journey, but these teams are ready for the challenge. President Trump says he's planning to pardon baseball legend Pete Rose. Trump announced it on social media Saturday, even pushing for Rose to finally make the Hall of Fame. Rose was banned from baseball in 1989 for betting on games, including his own team, the Reds. Despite being Major League Baseball's all-time hits leader, he's been shut out of Cooperstown. He later admitted to gambling in his 2004 book, but Trump didn't say exactly what his pardon would cover. Rose passed away last year at 83.
Now your typical traffic jam in Houston. See what had drivers slamming on the brakes and one man taking a surprise tumble when we come back.
Over 40% of us are living with a disease, obesity. Some blame society, some blame themselves, some feel like there's nothing they can do. But this disease has solutions, including proven treatments like lifestyle and behavioral changes, medications, and weight loss surgery. Head to visitobesity.org/treatments to find out which treatment path is right for you.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I'm the Big C.
What is the Big C?
I'm here to tell you about skin cancer. Skin cancer is the cancer you can see. If we see something new, changing, or unusual, that could be skin cancer.
Is there skin cancer on me right now?
I'm not a dermatologist, but you know who is?
Yeah.
Your dermatologist.
Yes.
You gotta get checked, girl.
Do I?
Yes! Everybody has to get checked. See the Big C today.
Owen, when you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
We didn't know what the future would hold, but we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Houston, we have a problem. Check this out. This was the scene Tuesday where a rogue cow was spotted trotting down the street the same day the Houston rodeo kicked off.
And yes, that street just happens to lead away from the rodeo grounds. One man tried to grab the lead rope, but took a tumble after tripping on a traffic cone. Luckily, the cow didn't get far. Rodeo officials quickly corralled it before it could cause any more trouble.
Thank you for watching the newsfeed at noon. I don't know about y'all, but I am so grateful that that rain and that wind is over. I'm ready for some warmth.
It was terrible. God.
We'll see you here the same time next week.